Hi guys, in today's lesson we're going to be taking a look at something a bit different to my usual videos. So I'm going to be covering some basic songwriting stuff. I'm going to be looking at how to write a chord progression, and this is going to be aimed at people who have never done songwriting before and want to get into it. They want to write their own chord progressions, they want to write their own songs, and this is going to be a video for you guys. I'm going to touch over the basics and give you some examples as well, and there'll also be a cheat sheet to go alongside this video which will explain everything I talk about in this tutorial, but also give examples of chord progressions that you can use yourself. So to get started with this song, I've just put my guitar into standard tuning, and I'm going to be using some beginner chords here, some nice open chords that you should already know at this point. So when it comes to writing chord progressions for a song, you need to choose what key you're in. So for this example, I'm going to be using the key of C major because it uses open chords, nice easy beginner chords, and there's no sharp and flat chords in there, so no nasty bar chords like your B minor or C sharp minor or something like that. So before I touch on the chord progressions, I'm just going to talk about what a key actually is. So in basic terms, a key is just a group of notes that are all sound good together, and with those notes you can create chords. So with the C major key, there's going to be 7 chords that sound really great together. So those 7 chords that sound good together in C major will be C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and the last one is going to be a B diminished. But most popular songs, they don't even use the diminished chord. So for this example, I'm not going to play it. So with all those chords, each chord gets given a number. So for example, C major is going to be number 1, D major number 2, E minor number 3, F major number 4, G major number 5, A minor number 6, and then that B diminished will be number 7. So in every major key, the number 1, 4 and 5 will be a major chord, and then number 2, 3 and 6 will be minor chords, and then that number 7 will be a diminished chord. So just to give you an example of another key, we'll take G major, the key of G major, and that'll be G major as the number 1 chord, A minor as the number 2 chord, B minor as the number 3 chord, C major as the number 4 chord, D major as the number 5 chord, E minor as the number 6 chord, and then the 7th chord, the diminished chord, will be an F sharp diminished. So that series of major and minor chords will be the same for every major key, and that's because there's a rule to creating those chords which I won't get into now. I'll save that till a later tutorial that's a bit more advanced. But all you need to know now is that in every major key there's 3 minor chords, 3 major chords, and then 1 diminished chord, which we won't be using. So altogether we're going to be using 6 chords in our major key. So that's C, D minor, E minor, F major, G major and A minor. So for my example today, I'm just going to touch on a nice easy song structure. So it's just going to be A, B, A, B, which would be like a verse, chorus type structure. And for a strumming pattern, I'm going to use on the chords is simply going to be down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So that's a nice easy strumming pattern which you can use on the chords. So let's get into creating some chord progressions then. So for every chord, for this example, I could be playing that strumming pattern one time round on each chord, or sometimes 2 times round on each chord, and I'll touch upon that when I get through it, but I just thought I'd give you a heads up on that. So for a verse, for example, I'm going to be using C major as your first chord for 1 time around this rhythm pattern, to an A minor for your second chord, again 1 time around this rhythm pattern, to an F major for 1 time around this rhythm pattern, and that's going to be my third chord, and then to G will be my fourth chord, and again 1 time around this rhythm pattern, and that'll be my chord progression for the verse. So that could be looped 2 times, 4 times, or even 8 times. So that'll be a 1, 6, 4, 5. So that will sound like this. So again, that could be looped as many times as you want for a verse section. So for this example, I've chosen 4 chords to go around my chord progression. You could change that up. You could just do 2 chords if you wanted. You could do 3 chords. You could do 5 or 6 chords, whatever you feel like. So if I just choose 2 chords, for example, I could just play a C major to A minor, C major to A minor, and that will sound like this. And if I wanted to play 3 chords, I could play this C major for 2 times of this rhythm pattern, then play A minor for 1 time, then G for 1 time, and that sound like this. There's lots of things you can do here. You can mix up the amount of times you play a chord, change how many chords are in the progression, change the position of the chord within the chord progression. But as long as you keep to those 6 chords when you're just starting out, you can't really go wrong. There are a few tips and tricks you can do to create a feel with the position of the chords within the chord progression, but I'll touch upon that in a later video. So moving to a B section, a chorus section, you can change it up from the verse. A lot of songs keep exactly the same chord progression for the whole song, but for this example I'm going to change it up a little bit. So for my chorus section, I'm going to go 1 strum pattern on F to A minor for 1, and then I'm going to play 2 times on this G. So that'll be a 4, 6, 5, 5. So with these chord progressions, most of the time I'm landing on the G, which is the 5 chord of this key, the C major key, because I want to get back to the 1 chord, which is the C for my verse. So the 1 chord is like the home chord, it's the most resolved chord in the key of C major. And the 5 chord, the G major in this key, gives the most pull back to the 1 chord. So if I just play with these 2 for a second. Hear how that completely resolves and it brings you back into the next chord progression. So for the verse, I was going C, A minor, F, G, then back to C, A minor, etc. So it brings you back into the next chord progression and it pulls the song along. And with all the other chords, so the A minor, the E minor, D minor, and indeed the diminished chord, they'll have a certain function within the chord progression and can do certain things within a chord progression. And also the G and F and C can also do multiple things. Not only are they the pull to the 1, they can function in different ways depending on the position within a chord progression. But I'm going to touch upon that in later tutorials. For this one, I think it's a bit advanced. But when you're just getting started, just knowing that the 5 chord, the G in the C major, going back to the 1, the C major, is a nice resolution, I think is enough for now. And just using some of the chord progressions I've laid out here and in the cheat sheet which you can download will be really useful, and you can start creating your own songs, mix and matching some of the examples I provide. Using your own strumming patterns as well will be really cool, and mixing up the amount of times you play each chord within a chord progression. And also within that cheat sheet I'm going to give different song structures, so there'll be some pre-choruses in there, some bridges as well. So there'll be lots in there to get started using the key of C major, as all these chords are nice and easy for beginners, like I said before. So it's a really good key to get started with songwriting. So with this tutorial, I hope I've given a basic knowledge of keys and chord progressions and songwriting in general. Like I say, download the cheat sheet to this tutorial along with the chord progression cheat sheet to really get pushed forward with some songwriting. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if this has really helped you. Make sure to comment down below if you've got any more questions about this tutorial or anything you want to see in the future as well. And hit that like button as well, it really does help. It really lets me know that you guys are liking what I'm doing, and I can create some more stuff from that. And until next time, peace out.